Friday night and the drama is intense. We have restreaming and restreaming extremes and all kinds of crazy nonsense. And we have fire. I bring you burn. Hey Justin, thanks for dropping in. Loretta owns the world. Got to drop off some I cooked some noodles for the chicken, so I'm gonna drop it off. Hey Susanna, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Here you go, Daddy. There's a bunch of new noodles for you. The light will be going on soon. I'm surprised it's not on already. Here a cat, there a cat, everywhere a cat. A lot of craziness on the YouTube streets tonight. What are you kitties eating? Oh, bird gave you an egg. I think I seen some chickens locked out here earlier. If they're here, I'll hoist them over the fence. Some more kitties. I see you're stuck over here, huh? Come on, hen. We have the chicken. Here you go. Hey, Eggman. Hello, Cat Lady Kim. Hello, Leslie. Thank you guys for stopping in. Where's the drama? Well, it's been ongoing for many days. Old Generally Specific is got a new target now. He quit following Ryder and Tav, and now he's doing a restream of Press Harder, the Vigilance Committee, Brandon Mitchell, all the people who are involved with Lion One. Yeah, Howard County, generally unspecific, or generally slanderous, or many of the other terms they call him. I joined his channel when it was just like 300 people, before he started getting away from chickens and homesteading and turned into like a drama channel. It's just weird. It's weird that you can build a channel off that. Look again. Put my glasses on. Generic, unspecific. All right, got you, HCO. I had to put my glasses on. My mistake. Like Bobby's World. We cooked up a bunch of noodles today for the chickens. I've had some dry. They didn't want them dry. Okay, I think all the Brahmas are in. And these guys are cooped up. They cooped up by themselves. They're all cooped up except for this one. Come on, chicken. Hey, they're not waiting on the fence tonight. We got an easy coop up here. Man, I got lucky tonight. Really lucky. I don't know why, but I'm grateful. And we have all the chickens cooped up. I moved some of the younger ones out from inside to out here. That's what this one right here is. Let me see if I can find some light on this thing. There we go. She was downstairs in a cage, and now she's with the rest of these guys. She's not getting along real well. So everything out here is a mess from the rain. All right, let me check the chat. Hey Rode, I've been cooking up a batch of pinto beans, rolled oats, white rice, and elbow macaroni for my chickens for almost a year now. They love it. Awesome, Eggman. If you ever get your hands on some Jello, that they throw that stuff away if it's past the freshness date. I don't know why anybody could ever have a freshness date on Jello. Makes no sense to me. But you can usually get that crap for free. Get a bunch of that and cook it up for the chickens, Eggman. They really, they go crazy messing with the Jello. Hey Sunfish, welcome in. Good to see ya. Oh, you can see the moon tonight. The camera's actually going to show it to us. Unbelievable. As you can see, Birdie P went mental. She destroyed the weed field here in the yard on this side so far. But it's still weedy here. Sunfish says, I like to take dried peas and soak them in water, then feed them to the bird. Yeah, I ferment a lot of my stuff, Sunfish. Especially the corn. I'll ferment the corn for like 3 days. Almost like I'm going to turn it into mash. And then I'll feed it to them. They really dig that. Eggman says, after doing the math, I feed 50 chickens with that concoction for 83 cents a day. Awesome, Eggman. I used to make up a solution that I fed the dogs and everything. I would use white rice, and I would also use Mahaden fish meal. The Mahaden fish meal was to boost the protein levels. It worked out really well. Sunfish says, I also feed them fish guts. Hell yeah. I feed these guys leftover pizza, leftover meat, all kinds of stuff. Eggman says, my feed store guy hates me for it. He swears chickens shouldn't eat people food. Chickens eat everything, man. The only thing I've had a chicken refuse to eat, Eggman, has been a possum. But turkey vultures and crows won't eat a possum, so. But I tried. I tried to get a chicken to eat the insides, the internals of a possum, and they would not do it. They will eat the internals from a deer or a raccoon, anything else. They'll even eat a raccoon if you skin it. They'll peck that flesh right off the bones. Here's a bat. Probably can't see it. But, yeah. They'll eat a skunk, too. Once I snared a weasel in a snare, and it had the fur on it, and they ate that, too. Eggman says, people eat possums, though. I don't believe that, not for 1 minute, Eggman. People say they do. I'm not going to believe it until I see somebody actually take a possum, peel the skin off of it, cook it, and eat it in front of me. I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a minute. Because if a turkey vulture won't eat it and a crow won't eat it, I don't think it's edible. I think people are saying possum pie and stuffed possum and old granny clamp it. I think it's just a crock of crap, man. It's kind of like people who say, oh, cat's not bad. Cat is horrible. That stuff is so stringy, you can hardly eat it. Sunfish says, you can get some possum and gravy in a can. Where at, Sunfish? I have a hard time believing that a possum is edible. I mean, I've seen turkey vultures eat like week-old dead cows rotting with maggots in it, and they don't mind, but they won't eat a possum on Amazon? That's got to be bogus, man. George and Zexler says, Granny Clampett doesn't lie. I'm not sure about that, George. Not sure about that. Welcome in. Cat Lady Kim says, I'm looking right now on Amazon. Yep, I never seen them eat possums or skunks. Skunks are edible, dude. I've tried skunk before. It's not bad. I've seen crows eat skunks. I've seen turkey vultures eat skunks. But I've never, ever seen anything eat a possum. They just end up to be dried frisbees on the side of the road. Hey, John, welcome in. Thanks for dropping by. Need to USPS these cats to Poor Dirt Farmer. Cat Lady Kim says, ooh, I just found creamed possum. Man, I think that's a joke. I mean, I've ate a lot of things in my life, but I have never ate a possum, and I never will. I'm too freaked out to it. John Hobbs says, there are a lot of people eat cougar. They say it's really good. I've had cougar summer sausage, and it was okay, but it was mixed with pork. I couldn't tell the difference between that and regular summer sausage. I don't know, domestic cat, John? That shit's stringy, man. It's really hard to eat. It doesn't taste bad, it's just hard to eat. Hunter says, Reese's peanut butter and beans cup. Oh, that sounds gross. Cat Lady Kim says, my dad said he tried possum and it was greasy. Sunfish for Fish says, coyotes are disgusting. Eggman's got the circle of death. Kim, was he sure it was a possum and not a raccoon? Because raccoon's really greasy. Unless you take all the fat off of it before you bake it in the oven. The only way I've had raccoon that was really good was barbecued raccoon. John Hobbs says, pretty sure my wife got served a possum when she was a kid. I know they got raccoon too. I can't remember if she ate it or not. I know a lot of hillbillies, and my ex-brother-in-law, Shelby Eugene Wilson, he was a good old boy from down there, and they didn't eat no possums either. They were big into rabbit. He loved his rabbit. And Birdie says, goofy-ass cats. John Hobbs says, she grew up in Texas, and they were very poor. Cat Lady Kim says, my dad was a hillbilly. I could fit into that classification if you're saying hillbilly in a derogatory way. But if you're saying hillbilly as referring to like the Appalachian Mountains or where they come from down south, then I don't fit into a hillbilly. I'm really surprised that my ex-brother-in-law outlasted my sister, that he's still alive, because he was like 4 years older than she was. And he was a crazy life. Cat Lady Kim says he grew up in Mississippi. There you go. Mississippi. Isn't that like, oh, never mind. I don't know. Maybe that's Louisiana. I was thinking swamps for some reason. Me and geography, we don't get along. I don't know my geography very well. Eggman says, I drive a Toyota. No hillbilly here. That's okay, Eggman. I drive a Dodge now. But it used to be Ford. The last time I had a Dodge, all it did was break down every time I took it out. It was never a question as if I was going to break down. It was a question of where I was going to break down. That car drove me nuts for almost a year. And it ended up being a wire on the fuel pump that was shorted out, a ground wire. I ended up running the wire to an extra wire grounded to the frame, to the fuel pump, and it solved the problem. But it was intermittent, drove me mental for a year. Cat Lady Kim says, I drive a Chevy. No hillbilly here either. I don't know. Do hillbillies have a certain type of vehicle? Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Welcome in. I didn't know they had a certain type of vehicle. If they drive Fords, I'm definitely a hillbilly. Hey, Dillhole, welcome in. Thanks for dropping by. John Hobbs says, one of the guys on Moonshiners had a little Toyota pickup. I like the little Toyota pickup. It's a 22R motor with bulletproof. I remember back in the 70s, I was running my old truck, which was a Ford F-250, four-wheel drive, built to the hilt. And a guy with a little International Scout went up the side of this gravel pit that looked almost impossible to get up. But he made it, so I followed him up there. I made it, barely. And then he went for an even steeper one, and I didn't even attempt that one. But that Scout had a big-ass motor in it, man. Not that mine was little. Hey, look, Dill. Here's some passengers for the buses you blow up. Look at all these passengers that could ride along. You got 3, 4, 5. Miniature Biddy. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 here right now. They're everywhere. Yeah, they're going mental. This is all because of Birdie P and her affection for cats. Eggman says, I got an old 78 Cherokee with a Pontiac 455 in it. Can hardly keep it on the road. Awesome, Eggman. I had a 490 Gorilla motor in my old F-250. And I was running groundhogs, 17.5 wide, 33-inch. No, it was 38.5, not 33-inch. What am I saying? Hey, what's up? 425. Jake, thanks for dropping in. Good to see ya. Dylan, his rascals. Between Rascal and Gandu, I don't know which one I get a bigger laugh out of. Dill says that video is a failure. All right, Eggman, take care. Have fun chasing the ducks. Thanks for dropping in. This is kind of like a sunny, stormy video where you see cats. Everything here cooked up really quick tonight. I got lucky. Jenny says to Eggman, more muddy video, please. Birdie says, there was a girl stuck by the greenhouse earlier. I don't know if she made it back or not. Yeah, I grabbed her and threw her over the fence, Bird. She's back. Sunfish says, I actually trained my dogs to help gather up the birds. Sweet, Sunfish. I'm dogless for the first time in my life. I don't have a house dog. It would be cool to have a little Jack Russell or a little Fell Terrier, Patterdale, or a Rat Terrier even. That would be pretty cool. Or a little Frenchie. But, yeah, right now I'm completely dogless for the first time in my life. I've owned multiple breeds. Oh, an Australian Blue Heeler? Yeah, that would be nice. Is that what you have, Sunfish? I like the Australian Cattle Dog, too. John Hobbs says you'll have to get yourself a pup. I don't know, John. I'm getting old for that. Housebreaking, then obedience, then protection training. I mean, that's a lot of time vested into an animal. I mean, even the kids used to have tunnel terriers, and all of them were pretty much protection trained. Sunfish says, no, I have a German Shepherd and then the Lab and German Shepherd mix. Sweet. Shepherds are good too. I've seen them herd real effectively. And I've seen Shepherd Lab crosses that are just phenomenal, man. People who say hybrids don't work are crazy. Because I've seen it multiple times. I actually saw it when a guy named Jerry Cara, who owned Fur, Feather, and Fin. I'm not sure if it was Fox Lake or Round Lake, I don't remember. But up there in Illinois, he bred one of his Labradors to a German Shepherd to make the cross, and those dogs came out awesome. John Hobbs says Shepherds are very smart dogs. Sunfish says, oh yeah. I don't know if this statistic still holds true, but back in the 80s, the dog that was responsible for the most bites on humans, protective bites that were deliberately done, you know, as protection, belonged to a Labrador Retriever with no training. Labs were the #1 breed to bite humans. Sunfish says, yep, Hank, my mixed one does a really good job and very gentle with the birds. Northwest says, oh my, enemy is here? I don't know, who's your enemy? We're surrounded by cats. Half a moon. Dill says chows are very bitey. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of chows. Jenny says I should make shadow puppets. I don't really know how, Jenny. There's a shadow puppet for you, Jenny. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's a deformed rabbit. No, look, it's a Benghazi rabbit. Cat Lady Kim used to be my friend and now she's my enemy, apparently. Okay. But she blocked me so I can't see her. Nice, someone who met you from my channel is still cool with you. All good. Yeah, I've, God, Cat Lady Kim has been around forever and ever and ever and ever. Jenny says you got to remember at least one. Yeah, I don't, I'm not really good at shadow puppets. Not something we did as kids. See if I can make something look different. There's a deer. Let's see if I use two hands, if I can make something. Kind of looks like he's wearing a gas mask. Yeah, Sunfish, I'm not real talented. John says, I had a Shar-Pei years ago, also liked to bite people. Yeah, there were quite a few breeds I didn't care for. I didn't care for when Pete Curley first imported those Presa Canarios. They were high prey-driven dogs that really had not much purpose. Or when he imported the Dog de Bordeaux, the Turner and Hooch dogs, and then he imported them, came here from France. About 6 months after he had them, they made that movie Turner and Hooch and put the Bordeaux out there to people, and it became a phase, man. Everybody started buying up low-quality Dog de Bordeaux, and I almost, back in the early, mid-80s, let's see, it would have been 1986, I was going to take and try to recreate an extinct breed called the Doquin de Bordeaux, using the Dog de Bordeaux, but I never did. Dill says, my turn on the pool table. Later, y'all. Take care, Dill. Thanks for dropping in. Let's see. Look, Jenny, it's a bat. An alligator, Jenny. There, I made 3 things. I'm so proud of myself. Take care, Dill. Crank it in that pocket. 8 ball. Side pocket. All right, people. I think I'm gonna go finish up the rest of the crap. I've got more noodles to cook. Do a quick walk around here, make sure everything's cooped up. Almost time to feed again, Jenny. We got about that much in there, Jenny. From the bottom to here. Shadow puppets. Yeah, maybe if I learned how to do them, I could do them. Let's do a quick walk around, make sure everything's cooped up. We got everything there. There's nothing left out there. Yeah, beetles. We got 3 there, and we got 2 down there. For some reason, they wanted to coop outside, so I guess we let them. All right. Tomorrow for the beetles? Yeah, possibly. Possibly, Jenny. I think I can go live while I coop up birds tomorrow. And the moon is in the 7th house. All right, everyone. Take care. Thanks for coming to the most boring live stream ever on YouTube today and in the future. Hopefully, we'll see you all again. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. And then we'll feed these beetles to the chickens. All right, take care, everyone. With that, peace. We're out of here.